Hello all and welcome to the next session of Core Java. In continuation with the discussion about constructors, the next point which we are going to discuss is parameterized constructors. In the last session, we discussed about basics of constructors. As what is a constructor? It is a special function which has got a name same as that of class, gets invoked at the time of object creation, and also we have seen that it does not return any value and not even void. Default constructor is what we have already discussed, a constructor which is provided by Java for every class which we have created, and the responsibility of the default constructor is to initialize all data members to its default values. And default constructor will be available only till we have no constructor specified in our Java class. In this session, we will be discussing about parameterized constructor. So what is a parameterized constructor? Is nothing but a constructor which has got arguments passed to it. Now, let's understand this concept through the code itself. So previously we have created this person class, and in this person class we have specified setter and getter, and we have also seen that whenever we need to initialize the data members, what we are doing is we are creating the object, then we are accessing a setter method for each variable separately. This is what we have seen. So first of all, what is happening is number of statements which we are creating are more, right? So 3 steps: define setter methods, create object, and give call to each setter method. In case of constructor, it will be like just create the object and we can have that particular data members initialized in the constructor itself. So what I'm going to do over here is, now I will add the getter methods as well. So these are the getter methods, and in this person constructor I'm assigning certain values. So name is equal to, say, this is the value, and this is age. So what we can do, what we have seen is constructor gets invoked at the time of object creation. So we can specify instance data member initialization inside the constructor itself, where the variables will be initialized at the time of object creation. Now here I'm just removing these setter methods because we are going to understand the behavior of constructor. So person1 dot get name, and person1 dot get age. I have added the code for remaining 2 objects as well. So let's execute this particular code and see what is the output. So first thing is constructor is being invoked, being executed in all 3 object creation. However, I can see that for all the person objects, the values are same. That means for every object, the same constructor is being executed and name and age are being initialized to these data members. So is it the correct approach? Will all person have same name or same age? Obviously, no. So what we can have over here is, what I want is the name of the person and the age of the person will be different for every person. So instead of specifying some predefined values, which will be hard coded values, we can say, I can pass the parameter to the constructor itself in the signature. As we pass these parameters to the function, and this dot name, now we have already discussed about this keyword where this represents the current instance which is created. And when I say this dot name, that means I want to initialize the name variable which is the current instance's copy, right? So we have seen that. So this is the way how we can specify the non or the argument parameter. This is not a default constructor. This is the parameterized constructor. Now you can see that I'm getting error over here. Why? Because now I have a constructor which accepts the parameter and there is no constructor without parameter. Now if you remember, we have discussed about the default parameter where for every class which we have created, a default parameter will be provided, which is again a no argument parameter, which is provided by Java itself. Then where is that default constructor? So the default constructor is available only till we don't specify any constructor in our class. So as I have mentioned, this parameterized constructor, default constructor which does not accept any parameter is no more available to me. So how I'm going to specify values? So first value is name. This is some value. Which I am passing to these objects. So you can see that now for every object we have different values of name and age. So whenever it is required to specify different data member values to every object, we can make use of parameterized construct. So this is all about the parameterized constructors. Thank you.